Me and Neil, we'll never forget that. Check it out on YouTube.
The Hoop Eaters.
Yeah,
Of course.
the Butthole Boys.
Yeah.
The Leather Cheerio boys.
Leather Cheerios. Yep.
On today's Pardon My Take, we have our good friend, Paul Bissonnette, talking hockey, his shaved head. He might have had a few before the interview, but it is pure biz nasty. A lot of fun. We're also going to discuss Game 2 of Warriors-Celtics. The third quarter Warriors stepped on their throat. We'll get to all of that. We got Who's Back of the Week. We got a quick Monday reading, a PLL update because we have week 1 in the books, and Jake is back from Albany and being around the team and our terrible team, the Waterdogs. We'll get to all of that. And also we have a review of darts because Hank and Bubba went to darts on Saturday night. We're covering everything because it is Pardon My Take on a Monday, and we're brought to you by our friends at Visible. What would you do with extra money you'd save by switching to Visible? Well, you could pay $60 with some carriers or as little as $25 a month with Visible. With the extra money, you could take someone on a date or maybe just live your single life and buy yourself dinner. Speaking of singles, who is the single most important player of the night, PFT?
Adam Silver.
Adam Silver.
The fix was in.
Yeah, and NBA rigged.
Yep, big time rigged.
NBA rigged. We want to hear who your single most important player or play was in the last game, Game 2, and we're giving away some PMT signed basketball jerseys to AWLs who tag PMT and Visible on Instagram and Twitter with their submission. I saw some people doing it after Game 1. We appreciate that. You will win a free jersey, signed basketball jersey from us if you tweet us and you are picked. So make sure to tag us both for your chance to win. Switch to Visible at visible.com/pod. Get unlimited single line wireless for as low as $25 a month. Comparison to a single line with unlimited data at other major carriers. For plan and network details, see visible.com/pod. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by Visible. Go to visible.com/pod. Get unlimited single line wireless for as low as $25 a month. Also, tag us with who you thought was the most important player from Game 2. Tag us on Instagram and Twitter as well as Visible, and someone's winning a free signed basketball jersey from us. So thank you to Visible. Go to visible.com/pod. Today is Monday, June 6th. And the third quarter Warriors stomped on the Celtics. It is now a 1-1 series.
The Boston Celtics are dead.
I did like, there was a couple people who were like, you guys said the Warriors were dead. We don't forget that. It's like, have you listened to this show? Are you saying that we have knee-jerk reactions that turn out to be very wrong within a matter of days, if not hours?
Usually seconds.
Couldn't be us.
Yeah, listen, this was bound to happen. I felt like this was going to be a correction game for the Warriors because like they are just too good of an offensive team to get like their shit kicked in. And Hank, I'm sorry, you had a tough day today at the office. You showed up, you did your job, but you look very unhappy right now. I'm a little bit worried about you.
Yeah. The third quarter Warriors.
Q3.
Hank. That's
Q3,
I mean
bad
the
Q3 for
Q3
Hank.
they are. This has been their MO for almost a decade now. They have been the best team in the third quarter basically every single year that these guys have been playing together. They jump on teams coming out of halftime. Also combined with the fact the Celtics have not been good in the third quarter in these playoffs.
Or in the past few years. They're like notoriously a bad third quarter team.
Just a perfect storm for what we witnessed. A 2-point game going into half turned into, what was it, like a 20-point game going into the fourth quarter? 24-point game going into the fourth quarter. The Warriors outscored them 35-14, plus 21. I think I saw the stat. Someone, I think Kirk Goldsberry, our good friend, tweeted that was the highest point differential in an NBA Finals game, maybe, ever. No, because the Celtics did that, actually, in fourth quarter. So that was the highest, I think, Warriors third quarter differential in a playoff game, which is saying something because that's what they do to everyone.
I feel like you'll take the split, though, right?
You will take a split. It is like Groundhog Day a little bit with this team, where I feel like we did this in the Bucks series. There was a game where they just completely choked because of a terrible third quarter. In the Miami series, there was obviously, the great quarter debate of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Great quarter debate, yep. Now wait.
And this is just what they do. It's unexplainable. They still had sloppy turnovers and not great play in the first half, but
Can I ask a question?
sure. Dan, Big Cat.
Yes. Now, would you say that was the Celtics choking, or would I tend to believe in this particular game the Warriors just playing incredible basketball because they had the Celtics. Essentially, what happened was what the Celtics did to the Warriors in the fourth quarter in Game 1. The Warriors returned that to them in Game 2 in the third quarter, where their defense was incredible and their offense was also like just hitting every shot. I don't think that was Celtics choking. I think that was the Warriors just playing great basketball.
It was a little bit. I mean, they got it down to 6. Like it was
They did.
it was within 6, and all of a sudden, snap of a finger, they went an 11-0, 14-0 run. It was over.
I think that the Warriors can make any team look like they're choking because when the Warriors play their best basketball, there's not a team that can beat them.
Their ceiling is
Their
crazy.
ceiling is insane.
Yeah.
And they're unbeatable when they're playing really well.
Yeah, so, all right, second question, Hank.
Big Cat.
I was trying to think about this series because that's 2 games where you watch the first 2 games and both teams have a quarter where they look like the other team doesn't even have – they shouldn't even be on the court with them. Talking about, obviously, the Celtics' fourth quarter in Game 1 and the Warriors' third quarter in Game 2. Now, the Warriors did this in Game 1 as well in the third quarter. The difference being the Celtics were able to make a few plays to keep it within that like close range where it ended 12 points in the third quarter, right? Tonight, they stepped on their throat. They're like, we're not going to leave any doubt. We're not going to let you come back in the fourth quarter. Are you walking away from these 2 games being like, the Warriors just didn't step on our throat in Game 1, and it feels like we're going to be in trouble if this continues like this? Or are you saying these 2 teams are evenly matched and it's okay, we're going to be fine back home?
I think these 2 teams are evenly matched. We're going to be fine back home. I'm still obviously worried. There's always the impending, like, if they, Game 3 is now the biggest game of the series, obviously. But I'm just worried about a close game late in the fourth quarter and, like, a Celtics mistake, a Celtics mishap. Obviously it's a young team, first time in the finals. Something happens, they lose the game, and then they lose the momentum of the series. Obviously, with them being 1-1, not 2-0, you're now at a much riskier place where it's like every game the momentum can shift so much, and the Celtics just have to execute. If they execute and play their game, they're going to win the series. I'm just worried. It's like it feels like they are the better team, similar to, honestly, the Heat series, where it's like they're the better team. So it almost makes it worse when games are close and they lose games because you're like, they should have won. Tonight wasn't really like that. Tonight wasn't a game where like, oh, they should have won. Obviously, they were in it. They were close. They were up. But it never felt like a game that they let slip away.
See, I can't.
That's what I'm worried about.
Go ahead.
I'm worried about a game that slips away.
This next game is a must-win.
Yes.
I'm putting
Yeah.
a must-win on it for the Celtics.
So
More for the Celtics than the Warriors.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like the Celtics have to win this game. If they lose this game, I think they're done.
Yeah, and I can't figure out. I just can't figure out this series right now after watching both of the games. Like I agree with you. The Celtics. I think the Celtics cause a lot of problems for the Warriors matchup wise. Like they have when their defense is humming, you saw it in Game 1. But part of me also is looking at this and being like, the Warriors could have done this in Game 1 too if they had just done that extra like step on their throat. Like remember how the third quarter ended in Game 1, where it was like Derek White had a couple free throws with like no time left, dumb foul. There was it was a 16-point game that became a 12-point game, and you were able to say like, oh, the Celtics have a chance here, and then they went obviously crazy in the fourth quarter. So I just can't figure out if tonight was more the norm or if it was, you know what I mean? Because the Warriors did the same thing in Game 1. They just didn't do that extra little piece where they're like, no, you're really dead.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, it's impossible to know because this series so far has been filled with 3 insane quarters.
Yeah, right. It's like even basketball and then three quarters where shit just goes haywire.
Yeah, so it's like very hard to tell what's going to happen. I do think that the Celtics, I'm not going to actually say they're dead. I think that the Celtics can and should win the next game at home. I still think it's going to go 7.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's going to go to the distance, but they have to win this next one.
I did not walk away being like, oh, the Celtics are completely overmatched. I'm just saying simply from like the fact that these games actually were very similar. It's just the difference being that the way the Warriors closed out the third quarter in Game 2 left it no doubt and no chance for the Celtics to come back.
Yeah.
Can they do that again? I don't know, because that was an insane performance tonight.
The first half was also wild with Draymond.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Drummond really went crazy.
He's insane.
Yeah.
He is
He's
an
a
insane
cannonball.
person.
He
He gets out there. He was tackling people. He was like putting his feet on people's face. I don't know. Like he just goes from 0 to 100, and he's like he dances that fine line where he gets an early technical, and then he almost challenges the refs to kick him out. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to do everything possible to get kicked out of this game, and I don't think that you're going to do it.
Yeah, he had it all. He was in some skirmishes. He was in the crowd.
I think he licked a guy.
He had his feet going everywhere.
I think this is just him promoting his podcast. I think when he goes out on the court now, he's doing stuff just so that people be like, wow, I can't wait to hear what Draymond says.
Smart.
About the time that he like gave a wet willy to Jason Tatum.
Yeah, it's smart. I will let you, Hank, if you would like to complain about the officials. They obviously, it didn't matter because of the difference in the game here, but they were bad in the first half. Like that call that Jaylen Brown just didn't touch Gary Payton, and I think the rest were just expecting him to touch him, and he just didn't.
Well, this goes back to Draymond too, because 2 days ago, Draymond tweeted out of nowhere, this is his exact tweet, to call Adam Silver the best commissioner of all of sports at this point is kind of disrespectful. He's one of the best CEOs of a major corporation in the world. Just finished watching his PC. Very, very, very impressive. Just give him that wet suck, that Adam Silver wet suck. That gluck gluck.
There were some bad calls in the first half.
But you could do the ref game in any game. It's one of those things where I try and save my refs, NBA rigged refs fucked up the game for if it's close.
Right. You can't, like this.
Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, the refs fucked us and we lost the game because of the refs.
Right.
They did fuck us in the first half, and there were some terrible calls, and clearly they had an agenda. And Adam Silver saw that tweet and wants the game to go 7 games. But the game wasn't close, so I'm not going to say that.
Right. That's big of you.
Yeah, you got to save it for a close game.
Yeah.
Right. I agree with that. That's the most powerful excuse that you can drop.
The clip was loaded, cocked back.
Yeah, but if it were a close game, there was a lot of evidence on your side for you to be very upset.
Yes.
But it wasn't, so you can't.
Right.
But you could.
But
it was close.
I won't.
But it was rigged, but you're not going to say it.
Right.
Agreed.
The NBA clearly has an agenda.
Yeah.
Like, fact or fiction, the NBA
fact.
would like this series to go more games than 4.
Yes.
Fact.
Yeah, that's
Probably.
You forgot
I'm
the
gonna
game.
go.
You forgot the
I'm gonna
game.
say more than 5.
Well, right,
Fact.
but having the Warriors win tonight guarantees it goes more than 4.
Right, but now we have the reverse, where if the Warriors win Game 3, they also want this to go the distance the other way.
Well, no, I don't know. The NBA, like, they're kind of trying to set up this, like, Warriors are the underdogs, mentality.
No, everyone hates Boston. Every commissioner hates Boston. It's day one of commissioner school. You get a test. Like,
Well, it's Goodell. It's he's probably in, like, he's in Adam Silver's ear.
Oh, yeah, he wrote the curriculum.
Yeah, definitely. Goodell definitely gave him a call before the series and was like, hey, just so you know.
Well, no, when Adam Silver got the job, Goodell was like, hey, I'm really excited for you. This is a great opportunity. Make sure to fuck over Massachusetts at every opportunity because we all hate them.
But you're not going to bring any of that up. You're not going to bring any of that up,
Right.
Which is good. Are you? Where's your nervousness level? Because do you know what I mean about like trying to figure out this series? Because I think depending on who you root for, you can tell yourself that you're in a great spot either way. Like if you're rooting for the Celtics, you're like, we just stole a game. Our best was incredible. We have a deeper team. Like we can throw a bunch of defensive looks at them. And if you're the Warriors, you're like, oh yeah, we just squandered game 1, but we got this.
Yeah.
Like you can actually walk away, and both sides can be right in this. That they can say like, we feel good.
The longer the series goes, the better off the Warriors are. They obviously have the experience and they have the rest. So why is that funny?
I actually,
it's just funny.
I don't know if I agree.
That's fact.
You're a
I don't
funny
know if
guy.
I agree.
You're a funny guy.
No, that wasn't a joke. I like to tell jokes sometimes and go for laughs. That was just straight up analysis.
I don't know if I agree. I think the Celtics, the way they play defense and like the style that they play, the longer it goes, the more gas they take out of the opponent. Like you saw it with Jimmy Butler in Game 7. You saw it with Giannis in Game 7. Like they kind of suck the will out of the opponent because they play such tough defense.
Well, about what Richard Jefferson was saying when he came up part of my take last week, and he was saying that they have like the Celtics have the advantage in the first couple games from being battle tested, but then as the series goes on longer, then they start to run out of gas.
I think you could just I think this series is so fascinating because you could basically say anything you want and you could pretty much be right.
It's a Rorschach test.
Yeah, like
you can take whatever
how
you
you're
want
looking at it. You can look at this and be like, the the Celtics are in a great spot, and you can look at it and be like, the Warriors are going to absolutely kill them.
We're in a spot to be up 3-1 after 2 games at home.
There you go.
What more could you ask for?
And then it's a best of 3.
Yeah.
No, it's a win and you're in.
It's a win, yeah.
Oh, you control your own destiny.
Match.
Yeah, you control your own destiny right now. That's huge. No, there's 2 things. Yes, you're right. This is definitely like
don't want the best of 3.
Yeah, it is.
You can take whatever you want. Everyone just agrees that Draymond is insane and that everyone's out to get Boston.
And I guess the best way to sum up this series is anyone who has a strong opinion on who is clearly the better team is just lying.
They're casual.
They're just wrong.
Yeah.
Because you can't tell after those first 2 games.
It's impossible.
You cannot tell who the better team is. Thank God we have 7 games. Right, Hank? He was dead. He was dead. We went and interviewed Biz during the 3rd quarter. We came back, and he was just laying on the couch, dead.
He's sprawled out,
I have shoulder problems.
You have shoulder problems?
What's wrong with your shoulder?
I woke up today, and my shoulder is like in a lot of pain. I don't know what I did.
Carrying
Probably
this whole company on your back.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's fact. You need a personal day.
You're like Atlas, the guy that carried the world around.
Next thing you know, we're gonna have like an email on Tuesday being like, "Hey, good news, guys! We have a massage deal now. Yeah. Everyone in the company has $100 to a masseuse."
That's why Atlases are called Atlases.
Yeah,
because of that guy.
He carried the world
on
his shoulders, like you.
But like, was he named after?
No, he was
the Atlas.
They named the Atlas after the guy.
Yeah.
Wow. Learn something new every day.
He was the original. He's like how Jalen Rose, there's a bunch of Jalens now. He was the original.
That's cool.
Do you think there's any blame for you changing up your look going into game 2?
No, I'm wearing the exact same thing I wore Monday. I just added an extra layer.
Okay, so you're not wearing the same thing.
No, but I'm physically wearing the same exact thing.
Right, but you added a coat.
It was cold.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
It was like
I'm not
85
blaming that.
degrees today.
I'm just wondering because you obviously game 1 was a great game. You were on cloud 9, and then you changed up what you were wearing.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they also changed up who the refereeing officially.
But you're not going to say anything.
Exactly,
because it was a blowout.
Right.
Bubba,
if it was close, then maybe.
From your perspective, how much blame do you put on Hank changing out his outfit?
I didn't change my outfit. I'm wearing the same exact thing.
I love defensive Hank. I love defensive Hank. He's the best.
This is actually a side note.
You're playing better defense than the Celtics did in the 3rd quarter. Come on.
That Larry Bird shirt.
He rolled his eyes at me.
No, I texted Hank that Larry Bird shirt that we put out for the promo. I wore it game 1 and we lost. Randomly saw Nick, who works with us at the bar, PFT. You were there. He was wearing it, and then game 6, Hank was wearing it, and I texted him right after and was like, "We can't wear that shirt anymore."
Okay.
So I am a big Juju guy like that.
Right.
So I kind of would like to see Hank wear the same exact outfit.
Yeah. I mean, that's what streets are saying, Hank.
No. Don't worry about me.
All right, let's go positives for you, Hank, because Jason Tatum looked better. He looked back. He looked like he actually could shoot. That's a positive.
Mm-hmm.
Positives are we got one in Golden State. We have a chance to be up 3-1 after 2 games at home.
Yep.
Marcus Smart barreling into Robert Williams' knee was not good for my health.
See, this series is so fascinating because you can even say like the
Grant
Warriors
Williams
just won by a million and Clay played terrible.
Really
just
bad.
like in the first game, you could be like the Celtics won by a million and Tatum played terrible.
Jaylen Brown played really good in the first half tonight.
And it's just like
Tatum at least had like he played terribly offensively, but he had 13 assists.
Yeah, no, in game 1, yeah, but he couldn't shoot at all. But
right,
now
but at
tonight
least like
he
Clay
could
was
shoot.
Clay's useless.
We knew Clay was bad when he missed that layup, like his second shot of the game. He had no touch. But I'm just saying this is a fascinating series because you can spin it whichever team you're rooting for. You can be like, oh, we did this, but this guy didn't play well, and you can keep going down the line.
Where are we at on the Warriors fans? I'm trying to get a beat on them. They're a slippery bunch.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they fall into one of 2 buckets. Either they're like a tech executive.
Yeah.
Or they're like a middle schooler that trolls people on Twitter.
Yeah. Here's what I think has been great for the Warriors is the fact that they switched arenas during like COVID and when Clay was hurt and when everything happened, that like it kind of went under the radar because I definitely do not like the Warriors as much as I did when they were in Oakland.
Yeah, it's better. It was
Right.
way better when they were in Oakland and having that city have like a competent team. And now it's like San Francisco. It feels like now they're the like amusement park version of the Warriors.
Right, but it happened in a time when there was no fans in the stands, so We kind of just didn't like if they had gone seamlessly championship to championship, changing arenas. I think we would have been able to get our hate up.
Yeah.
But they just slipped under the radar, and you kind of don't even realize. Oh yeah, they're playing in San Francisco now. They've completely robbed like the Oakland people and people who stood behind really bad years of these experiences in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's fucked up what they did to Oakland.
Yeah. Okay. You will be on the wood, Game 3.
Yes, sir.
So you excited?
Double fist.
I mean, this is an all-time moment for you.
Yeah, I can't wait.
You gonna
NBA
wear that same
Finals game.
outfit?
No, TBD.
Okay.
Tune in
All right.
to find out.
All right. Oh, nice. That's
Tune in to NBA Finals Game 3.
Darren Ravel will do a quick, calculus of that. Hank Lockwood just gave ABC in the NBA Finals $6 worth of advertising.
We'll see. We'll check the ratings and see what the Lockwood bump is.
Tuning in to see what he's wearing.
Are you concerned like in your ability to double fist pump with your injured shoulder?
No, because I wasn't thinking about double fist pumping the first time. It was just a perfectly natural reaction that happens
Do you think
naturally
maybe you injured
during
your
any
shoulder
game.
doing the double fist pump? And that's
No,
why
I
it's
injured
hurting
my
you so
shoulder
much?
sleeping like a normal person.
Well, clearly you weren't sleeping that normally.
Yeah, no, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I actually don't know what happened.
All right, other things. We're going to talk PLL and other stuff. Darts after
That might have been where I
Biz.
hurt my shoulder.
That could have been
darts-
where you hurt your shoulder.
A dart watching injury.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think what else we had this weekend.
LeBron's doing a
yeah.
podcast. So LeBron James says he's going to be jumping on someone's podcast soon, maybe his own.
Yes.
So this is LeBron having like 3 glasses of red wine and then just like tweeting whatever his feelings are.
Yeah.
So he saw somebody that has a podcast. He's like, I want that, but for me.
Draymond.
It's actually
Yeah, that's exactly what he saw.
Yes.
Draymond's
Yep.
and his crew.
it's actually incredible that it took him this long for him to be like, I need a podcast.
Yeah, not for him to like actually do a podcast, but for him to say like, I'm thinking about doing a podcast.
Right. And he also had a great tweet tonight. That it's so funny to me how many basketball experts there are on this app. Everybody, Dr. James Naismith. It's fascinating with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 laughing emojis.
Were they crying emojis? Crying, laughing. Yeah, I was about to say,
for as
that's-
many times as Steph has been to the finals.
That's very funny. That's a very funny thing for him
Hilarious.
to say. If his podcast is half as good as his Twitter game, I think we're all in for a treat.
Yeah.
And I think part of my take's in big trouble.
He also only follows 183 people, so I don't know how many experts he's seeing on his timeline.
Yeah. I'll bet you can like make an app or like a plug-in for Twitter where you're able to see what LeBron James sees when he logs into Twitter.
And it's definitely not what like he's just saying that because other people have said that.
Yeah.
Like everyone's a basketball expert.
I would actually love, and we have extended an invitation to
Yep.
LeBron James, or as Jake referred to him. This is very funny. I've never heard anybody say Mr. James.
Mr. James.
But Jake said, Mr. James, please come on Part of My Take.
Maybe that's the key.
Yeah, Mr. James, please
Imagine.
come on
Right,
Part of
yeah.
My Take. It's an open invitation.
I don't even know how that would go.
I think it'd be fine.
It would be awesome.
It would be awesome, but it also would be like there would be some awkward moments where we try to make jokes and he's just like, I'm not doing this.
Well, hey, LeBron, you remember when you showed your dick to the entire world on national television?
Yeah.
This is LeBron James here for MeUndies.
Yeah, no, it would be interesting.
Open invite, though.
Open invite.
I mean, he
he's
would never.
allowed
That's never happening.
ever in a million years. Like what?
He has at least 10 people that would stop it before it happens.
Like there are certain guests where people's like Aaron Rodgers or Kevin Durant or like name any guest and I'm like, yeah, there's a chance. LeBron is a 0.0 in my mind.
I doubt it.
Agreed.
The only way we'd ever get him on this show is if he was doing like a press junket and we had 10 minutes with him on a Zoom and it was like you get 3 questions.
I don't think.
And we
LeBron
would say
does
no to
Zooms,
that,
though.
by the way. We
Yeah.
would say no to that interview. We've said no to those type of interviews where it's like we won't. People would be mad. We would need, if we were to interview LeBron for real, I would need at least 4 days with him.
I would need 6 bottles of wine. I think the only way
I
that
wanna
we
sleep
could
in
do
his
it.
house.
Yeah, no. The only way we can pull this off is if we do like a Jim Harbaugh thing, where
Yeah.
we just show up at his house unannounced. We've got the podcasting equipment, and we just ring the door until he relents. Mm-hmm. We bring tacos.
Yeah. On a Tuesday?
Yeah, tacos on Tuesday.
He probably already. Maybe the move is to bring him on a different day than a Tuesday because he's
Blow
already
his
got
mind.
tacos on a Tuesday. He'd be like, "Hey, I know it's not Tuesday, but you can still eat tacos.
Yeah, it's a treat. This is a special occasion. What's the occasion? You're
Maybe
coming on part of my
Carmelo's the
take.
key because he was a great interview and he's part of his crew.
No.
Maybe he'd be like, hey, you guys should.
If
you
we
should give
saw
him a
Carmelo
shot.
on the street right now, you think he'd be like, "Oh, that was awesome. You guys were awesome."
Maybe.
No,
I think he might.
I don't think so. I don't think we left a lasting impression.
We
on
got to get
Carmelo.
Bronny on. Maybe if we get Bronny first, and then he tells his dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Bronny's friends that listen tell Bronny to tell his dad.
Okay, shout out Bronny's friends.
Yeah.
Bronny, I see him. He's going to be an NBA superstar.
I think he's gonna be better than his dad.
Yeah, we have a draft board, and he's already number 1. So
Easily.
why don't we have LeBron on to break down that draft board?
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect invite. All right, let's do Who's Back, and then we will have our good friend Paul Bissonnette on the show. Quite the interview with him. Always a treat. He's the best. Before we get to Who's Back, Norton VPN. Your personal information gets exposed so often. Everyday activities like online shopping, banking, and even data breaches may expose your information and make it dangerously easy to have your identity stolen. A criminal could be spending your money, applying for loans in your name, or even selling your personal info on the dark web. Unfortunately, watching your accounts or monitoring your credit may not be enough, but protecting your identity can be easy with LifeLock, a leader in identity theft protection. LifeLock monitors threats to your identity, and if an issue is detected, sends you an alert. And if you are a victim of identity theft, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but if LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself, save up to 25% off your first year by going to lifelock.com/PMT. That's lifelock.com/PMT for 25% off. Make sure that you are keeping control of your own identity online. It's a scary, scary world out there, but Norton will have your back with LifeLock. So save up to 25% off your first year by going to lifelock.com/PMT. Before we do Who's Back, I forgot I had one last thing on the NBA Finals. I didn't know this, and this is obviously hand up. Could be just a very small group of psychos on Twitter, but it seems like there might be a group of people that think Steve Kerr is overrated, which is maybe the craziest take. That's one of those ones where it's like we've exhausted every avenue of debate that we're now talking about Steve Kerr, who has, I think he has eight rings total, between coach and player, and has basically been the coach for one of the best runs a team has had.
You can just look at who the coach was before,
right?
With Mark Jackson,
but
and then look what Steve. But
that's part of it.
Now they're like, well,
yeah,
he's only Mark Jackson should get more credit.
Mark Jackson set the table.
I do love the fact though that Mark Jackson has to do all these Warriors games. Right after he got fired, they went on this insane run, and Mark Jackson just has to watch them win title after title after title. He should take a little bit of credit. Like, if I was Mark Jackson, you should be like, yeah, you know what? I laid the groundwork.
Yeah.
I poured the foundation in the basement of this house that Steve Kerr ended up building and turning into a nice mansion. But Steve Kerr is obviously a very good head coach. But I don't think that's even a debate.
I think it's probably just we've run out of things to debate. But I just love the fact that people are trying to have this debate and then watch a game like tonight, and those same people are probably like third quarter Warriors at it again. It's like, well, what do you think happened at halftime?
Yeah, so there's an adjustment that gets made.
What do you think happens at halftime for every Warriors game that makes them? They have. I saw the stat. It is legitimately like 2015 through 19 when everyone was healthy, and then this year, they are the number one team in third quarter net rating. And that's like 6 years in a row. Or, obviously there's been a couple gaps, but 6 years where that has happened. And guess who the coach is?
Yeah.
And guess who talks to him at halftime?
And people can make the argument that, Clay and Steph are two of the best shooters of all time playing on the same team.
They are. That's not even an argument.
Which is true.
Yeah.
But also, a coach's job is to coach players to improve their game.
Right.
I think, obviously Steph Curry is like a freak. That's, the most talented shooter of all time. But, it's good that Steve Kerr hasn't fucked him up.
Yeah.
It's good that he's known how to use him correctly.
Correct.
That's still on the coach.
And they still got to play defense.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just I like those. I like the attempt at the take, I should say, because it is one of those takes where it's like we've run out of everything.
Is Steve
now
Kerr
Steve Kerr's overrated.
Yeah.
What?
How many more titles does he have to win? Like Red Auerbach?
I don't know. It's fucking, man. We should just honestly, when we get to the point where we reach that, like when we get to the wall, we need to just have everyone on Twitter just go into a time machine and be like, let's debate something from like, the 80s or something.
No, that's a
the
touch
70s.
grass moment, big time.
Yeah. All right, Hank, your who's back?
My who's back of the week is the internet culture.
Okay.
Sometimes I feel like I personally am on the internet too much. I get frustrated. I'm like, I need to, I touch grass. Sometimes like we talk about, Twitter and,
you need
stupid
to take more
tweets and
vacations.
stuff on this show. But then there's times like this story where it's like the internet is hilarious. This is very funny. It's real life consequences that have resulted from the internet. So, and I don't know if you guys, Morbius.
No.
Okay, so it was a movie, Jared Leto movie that came out in April. Superhero movie, like I think he's a character from Spider-Man or something, but they did a spinoff. Bombed. 17% Rotten Tomatoes. Terrible movie. Like didn't do that good at the box office. Like high budget,
Yeah, I've never even heard of it.
Yeah,
but
didn't do well.
I pulled a 180 on Jared Leto recently.
So-
I used to hate him and think he was annoying. Now he's awesome when he plays annoying characters.
So
Yeah.
he's kind
Agreed.
of a weirdo. I think he's a weirdo. But this person Rada, this was the original tweet that like started the meme and it blew it up. But she tweeted on April 2nd, the best part of Morbius was when he said, it's Morbin time, and morbed all over those guys, which is just like obviously like making fun of the movie, like joking around.
Yep.
Okay.
That turned into like a huge meme where everyone was just doing, it's Morbin time, just turning everything into, bringing it back to morb and morbing. So much so that
I'm in on
Sony
this.
saw all of the tweets and like saw that it was always because it was like Twitter, so like everything that was Morbin related would have like 100K favorites, like a shit ton of retweets. It was going viral every single day for the last month, 2 months. Like it's been a internet thing where it's constantly been growing and growing. Although now it's kind of dead, but right at the tail end of it, Sony saw all these viral tweets and was like, we need to bring Morbius back into theaters. Like there's a starving, like there's people that want this movie re-released. Like look at all these tweets, it's viral. Everyone's talking about it. So they re-released it this weekend and it bombed.
Again?
Like they less than
This is awesome.
less than $100,000 made in every movie theater like nationwide. Like it said something like it was an average of $8 per theater that showed it. Is how much money they made.
That's crazy.
This is so great.
So the internet basically like memed the Sony, the big production studio, into re-releasing this movie, so it's bombed twice.
Didn't the internet do
Just
that too
off of memes.
with the Sonic the Hedgehog thing?
Yeah.
when they
bullied them into changing the CGI, which was for the better.
They put out the picture of Sonic and everyone was like, "This Sonic sucks," and then they went back and spent like another $100 million like redoing the fur on Sonic the Hedgehog.
This is so awesome for so many reasons. Like the fact that anyone takes the internet for real is hilarious. The fact that they were able to meme this into like bringing it back when it just sucked objectively. Now, the only thing though, Hank, do you feel a little sympathy for these executives at Sony who got duped by the internet? Because that could be you someday.
Yeah, it could be, but that's kind of like, maybe that'll be my sign to just
walk
take myself
away.
out back. And
I would just love to see those executives like walk into their office Monday morning and just be like, "So, give us the good news. Like,
Well,
how'd it go?"
I want to get the rest of this metaphor. Hank, you're treating yourself like you're old yellering yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that is, I agree with you there. Like, there will be a day when I'm going to wake up and everything will pass me by and be like, I'm out. I'm gone.
Hideki
I don't want to do
Matsui.
this. Yeah.
But I would like to, I would like to think that it's just funny that probably someone at some level was like, hey, executives, look at all these tweets. Like, look at all these viral memes. They're all talking about Morbius and Morbin. Like, it's Morbin time, guys. Because it was like every single day they'd be like, it's Morbin time. And it was just like classic meme shit where it was like they were turning everything somehow into Morbius and like
a
Jared
really
Leto.
stupid, funny joke online. Yeah.
And people were like, all right, we need to re-release this and nationwide in every theater.
Now I kind of want to
and maybe
Yeah, me too.
I want to get my Morb on.
Yeah.
$8
we
per
morb?
theater
Yeah, Morb out.
is like that's one ticket.
All right, so we'll do a Morbius review.
Oh, no.
After the NBA Finals. Yeah. We have to now.
All right.
We have to go watch it, all of us.
Yeah,
together.
movies are back.
Yeah, we have to go.
Well, I'm sure we'll be able to watch it like online.
Yeah, but we got to watch it together.
Are there any showings that are available?
We'll just do a showing in the gambling cave.
Let's just
we'll
steal
get some
it.
popcorn.
Let's illegally download
and
it.
we'll morb. We'll morb the fuck out of this podcast, and then hopefully we bring it back for another one. All right, PFT, your who's back?
My who's back of the week is Max Homa.
Ah, that was mine.
All the homosexuals out there, it is Pride Month. Max put up an amazing stat at the Memorial Tournament. I feel like there are like 9 Memorial tournaments that are played every year. Am I way off on that? There's always talking about the Memorial.
This one is a pretty big one. This is, I think, the 6th major, the one in Dublin, Ohio.
There's a lot of things to remember.
That's true.
That is.
Good point. So
Harambe.
So don't even go there with Harambe. We can't talk about Harambe right now.
Soon.
Max Homa required 99
Talk about
putts.
the internet meme culture.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to get a Harambe movie at some point.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yes.
How funny
That's
would
actually a
that be?
great idea.
Holy fuck. we
Mark
should
Wahlberg's
write-
gonna sneak in and stop it from happening.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg should be the father of the child.
We should do a Harambe movie, but make it like super dark, but also on the side of Harambe. So like the kid that gets
Yeah, like
saved,
it starts with like his like ancestors.
yeah, the kid that gets saved, like then it like does something horrific. That's Baby Hitler. We save Baby Hitler to kill Harambe.
That would be
Wow,
Harambe goes.
wow. We could have ended it all.
Jeez.
Holy fuck.
I mean, that's box office gold right there.
I'd watch that movie tomorrow.
And also, there's a morb involved.
Yeah,
The Mike Francesa clip has to be in there too.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Like
a
media
gorilla.
coverage.
We're talking about a gorilla.
Mark Wahlberg. What if Mark Wahlberg played Harambe?
Ooh, he works out enough.
Yeah. I've read his Wikipedia page. There's some of that in his past.
Why does that go viral, by the way? Oh, Jesus. Why does that go viral all the way? Like every 2 weeks, Mark Wahlberg's daily schedule goes viral.
Yeah,
Because he tries to say he plays golf in 45 minutes.
He wakes up at 4 a.m. How about you just, I don't know, you could wake up at 6 a.m. and do the same shit.
well, you know who could have played golf in 45 minutes this weekend was Max Homa.
Yes.
Because he required only 99 putts. He's the first player in tournament history to record fewer than 100 putts since records have even been kept.
He's good.
Max is legitimately good at golf
Legitimately
now.
good.
It's crazy to say.
It kind of ruins the joke.
He's got to be like top 10, top 20 favorites to win the U.S. Open.
No, he's I think he's top 10 in the FedEx Cup, which who knows what that means.
That's
It
crazy.
means he's rich as fuck.
Yeah, he is very rich.
Very
now.
rich man.
He needs to start.
But he's
We
still
need to start wetting the beak.
he's still
on
getting kept in
Max.
check though because the
He should
PGA
join the
Tour-
Live and get everyone
He should.
off of his good
Oh,
side.
that would
Should
be
go to
such a
Saudi
great
Arabia?
heel turn. He should join the Live and be like, we should talk him into joining the Live, and then be like, don't worry, we'll handle all your PR. And then when he joins the Live, we're just like, fuck this guy.
I did like what Greg Norman said. He was like, "Listen, nobody's perfect. You know, like I can't criticize everyone. We've all got our skeleton." He was talking about them like luring the journalist into an embassy and then cutting his body up with a bone saw.
I don't.
He was like, "Listen,
Got to do what's best for him and his family.
I don't know
mistakes were made."
I don't know why they all don't just do the Phil Mickelson and be like, dude, I have gambling debts. I need to do this. Like Dustin Johnson, I don't know why he's on there, but he's playing.
Yeah.
Because he's paying him like $150
I know.
million.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So the PGA Tour Communications official account tweeted that stat out, but they're keeping Max's ego in check. They called him Max Homa,
Ah, nice.
which is a great perverted name for him.
yes. Yeah, that was my who's back too. I love that he's back. Although he's never left. He's just fucking good now. Also, my who's back is our good friend Brooks Koepka, who got married this weekend.
He's so back.
Yeah. And I looked at the Instagram stories, and it looked like maybe the most fun wedding of all time. Ludacris did a concert.
Yeah, he
I'm
had-
not upset that I didn't get invited.
He had Ludacris perform at his wedding. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
It also, there was a couple people who were like, you guys didn't get an invite. First of all, no, because we wouldn't. But second of all, if you saw any of the Instagram stories and pictures, it was just all beautiful people. Like, just beautiful people on a beach. And I just envisioned us being there and being like, we would just be a wet fart just standing there. Like, all the pictures would be ruined by our existence.
I feel like
There's obviously always a cut list for weddings.
we weren't even close.
we weren't considered.
Top 20,
No, we weren't considered.
50.
No.
No, we were the amateur that shows up and hits like plus 12 on the first day. And you're like, whoa, that's not good.
It was like if we had shown up at this wedding, even if we were invited, we would have set 1 foot inside, and security would have just instinctually kicked us out.
Yeah, no, it really would have. We would have been uncomfortable. That's how like pretty everyone looked. We did not fit in.
I feel like everybody at the
Would not
wedding
have fit in.
would just
Did not fit in.
they would just leave and all text each other and be like, "Hey, let's go to a different spot."
Yeah, this place sucks now. Yeah. Dude, this place is fucking lame. Okay, Jake, you're who's back?
My who's back is the king of clay. Rafa Nadal did it again.
Who cares?
I know you don't want to do it.
Well,
Talk about it, so we'll move on.
No, it's Mickey Mouse to have to only win on one surface.
Well, I think he also won the Australian, right?
So he now has a 2-major lead, 22. 14 of his 22 are at Roland Garros.
That's bullshit.
That's still 8 other majors.
Yeah, but 14.
I don't know. Tennis.
Novak has 9 of his 20 at Australian Open.
There's got to be better than more than 3 good tennis players.
Why is why is he so good on clay? He's got that
Just like
spin.
top spin
Yeah.
changes differently. I won
Red
my
clay.
club championship on clay, so I could.
Oh, wow.
So you know.
You and
Yeah.
Rafa,
So
peas
you
in a
know.
pod.
Could you take him on clay?
Not 1 point.
Not 1 point?
What
Maybe if he
surface-
double faulted.
Yeah.
What surface would you be most likely to take a point off Rafa on?
Not
yeah.
clay.
Yeah.
I've never played grass before, so by default it has to be hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do like it hard.
Yeah. Never won a club championship on hard though. Got cut from the high school tennis team on hard.
Oh, so that's your. So
Would
might
you-
say your weakest surface.
Would you have gotten cut on clay?
Michael Jordan got cut from his
maybe.
basketball team.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you're clay first.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when you really
Mm-hmm.
you dominate on clay. Yeah, good for Rafa.
Sprain your
Yeah.
ankle on hard too.
I
Yeah,
did, yes.
Didn't Rafa have like a sprained ankle or something?
I think he got hurt.
Or a foot
in this
foot
one.
injury?
Yeah, the
He
Wimbledon's
added that
coming up.
on. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All-time funny protester too. Did you guys see
No,
that?
what happened?
She attached herself
yeah.
to the net.
Like with handcuffs.
Yeah, and actually like a pretty good protest because she had a shirt on that was like 10,000 it was like 1,028 days to live.
What does
like,
that
it was
mean?
climate
Like,
change.
it's a countdown.
It was a climate change. But like it
1,000
actually made me pause and I was like, "Wait, is that true?"
What happens in 4 years?
I initially I looked at it and I was like, "Wait, is that so only 4 more Super Bowls?"
If the fucking world ends before Dan Snyder sells the team, I'm
Dude.
gonna take myself out back.
Could you imagine though, like, could you imagine though, PFT, like putting it into a perspective that we understand 4 more Super Bowls?
Yeah, no,
that's
I like
terrible.
That. I like that.
That's such a terrible, terrible thing to say.
Especially when you root for shitty teams and you know that you're more than 4 years away.
Could you imagine if that's how like everyone decided to get climate change like enacted or whatever laws enacted in America? They're like, hey, you have 3 more Super Bowls.
That's not nearly enough.
That's actually how you talk to the people.
Yeah.
Don't tell me about polar ice caps. Don't tell me about sea raising. Tell me how many Sundays I have left.
Yeah.
And then I will cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Okay. Let's get to Biz. Great interview with him. Before we do that, we're brought to you by Coors Light. I think Biz had a couple Coors Light before his interview. Do you ever feel like you're always on? Work, friends, family, expectations to be on 24/7? Sometimes you just need a moment to turn it off and hit reset, and that is where Coors Light comes in. It is literally made to chill. There's only one beer out there that's literally made to chill, and that's Coors Light. The mountains on the bottles and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold. That way you always know when it's time to chill. We need to hit that reset. Just open a Coors Light. It's mountain cold refreshment made to chill. So when you need a second for yourself, reach for that beer that's made to chill. The mountains turn blue. There's nothing better than seeing those blue mountains on a hot summer day. So get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Please keep tweeting us those blue mountains. I saw a bunch this Friday and Saturday. It is officially Coors Light season because
I don't know if it's climate change or if the technology is advanced, but I think that the mountains are bluer.
they are.
They've gotten bluer.
They are. And it's just like when the weather gets above 75,
yeah.
that blue mountain just, I could taste it when I see the picture. And it's like, I just want a Coors Light and I want to sit on like a back deck and just let the sun beat down on my face.
Personal testimonial. I was out on the golf course on Friday, and at this golf course, there are just like wild sheep that roam around. It's crazy. It was awesome. I get out of the cart.
Jay
I
Cutler's
go to
backyard?
the green. Yeah. I go to the green. I start putting. I come back to my cart. This sheep climbed all the way into my golf cart, and it's drinking my Coors Light. Damn. It's a
Even
smart
sheep
fucking
like
sheep.
it. Yep. So Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart. Go to CoorsLight.com/take. Thank you to Coors Light. Okay, here he is, Paul Bissonnette. All right, we now welcome on our very, very good friend and the man who has...
Your hockey bitch. I'm your hockey bitch.
No.
You want hockey talk?
No, listen, I was going to
You
give
want
you...
it? Yeah, you want that hockey talk, baby.
I was gonna give you a beautiful intro of the man who captured the hearts and minds of 2 nations on Saturday night during the Edmonton Oilers Colorado Avalanche game. It is our good friend Paul Bissonnette, who looks absolutely hilarious. If you missed it, you should watch it on YouTube, but he has a shaved top of his head. He looks like George Costanza. I mean, how you doing, dude? Like, this has been a wild 24 hours.
Peter Mansbridge.
Peter Mansbridge.
A famous, he was a news anchor, and he just delivered the news, old school, like the man. And so we were doing this silly commercial for McDonald's, and we thought of this character named Peter Mansbiz. And then we did Kyle Dubis, the GM for the Toronto Maple Leafs, but it was to pay homage to him. So we ended up working in this silly marketing piece, and then I'm like, I bet Whit. I think it was in fucking November. And the Edmonton Oilers were playing like dog shit. They had no goaltending. They were out of a playoff position. And he was fucking talking them up. And I said, fucking Battle of Alberta. I said, I'll fucking bet you this, that I'll do this on national television if the Calgary Flames don't move past the Edmonton Oilers. They had better goaltending. They had a better overall team defense. They had just as good as a top line based on the entire season. And I thought their depth was better. And fucking they got worked in that series, which, hey, you followed it all. But every game was chaos. And it was like a fucking bad acid trip, and it was over. It was like you felt dirty about it, and you know, it was like going to Vegas. Yeah, you're like,
so now here you are. Now
the fucking hooker stole my Rolex. Let's just cut our losses and get out of here.
And that's what you look
like. At least
like
you didn't take my passport.
Yeah, I think you actually look good.
Yes.
It just struck me. You've got like a Tobias from Arrested Development thing going on.
Yeah,
you look like the analrapist.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't watch a lot of television, man. You're dropping a lot of things that I don't know.
It's an old show. It is spot on. Wait, I have a question though. So before we talk hockey, you did this last night during the game. Now, then you sit next to the greatest hockey player of all time in Wayne Gretzky.
The man.
What did he say after? Like, was everyone at TNT like, "What are we doing? Why? How did we get roped into this?"
No, they were so cool about it. They've been so good. TNT's been so cool about all of it, and so is Wayne. And as much as Wayne is like, "What the hell is going?" This is, but he's the fucking best guy ever. Like today, he brought us over to the junior game, the Oil Kings. So, like, obviously, Wayne coming on the podcast. Let me grab a sip of water here. I'm buckled.
Okay. By the way, I let me while you take another sip, and I'll just give a compliment because TNT is like just blows away everyone's coverage in NBA and NHL because they have obviously Chuck and Kenny and everyone, and then you on the other side, like you guys crush it.
Chuck paved the way for all of it. What TNT is willing to put up with, and just let this fucking guy be an idiot, right?
Right.
And so Chuck came on our first broadcast to start off the season, and I felt like he took so much levity off of all of it that it set us up for success. So not only did he pave the way in his own right, he was willing to snap it around hockey, but he also loves hockey, and buddy, he fucking hammers games. So we're there. Sometimes we cross over, right? And he'll be in there. He's like, "Who you guys liking tonight?" And he barks it at, and we're like, And he's like, "This is who I got money on," and he's dropping, whatever,
big
probably
bets.
Reasonable to what, decent
responsible,
bets. Sound. But I don't know how. But anyway, so he set the way, and
no, we were talking about Wayne Gretzky taking you to the oil can.
Oil Kings game, and so I wake up this morning and listen. We had a fun night last night. We went and celebrated because that whole head shave and the fact that TNT allowed it, we're just so grateful. And we're snapping around between Chicklets and them, and they're being so cool about it. So I wake up and I kind of wanted one of those days where I didn't have to turn it on at all. But Wayne, I get a text from Wayne. Let me read it.
That's exactly what I wanted out of you.
I have him.
Right
I have him as in my phone as 99. He goes. Hey, he's even nice to say it like this. He goes, "Hey, bud, I don't want to bother you. Are you still good to go to the junior game to read the starting lineup for the kids? The coach is pretty excited that you would do it, but they haven't told the kids." So I get this text, and I'm fucking doing the contrast shower, going through my head. I got to make this kind of special, figuring out how am I going to make this cool for the kids. But then I find out as we're getting into it, and the kids don't know. So Wayne was going to go in before the game. He gave a quick speech and then said, I got a guy to read the starting lineup. So they do this like so I go in there and listen, I'm usually not pretty good at these things, but they brought the TNT camera on and they fucking filmed it, and it was fucking sick. And then they ended up going out there and winning 5-4. It was a sick game, but Wayne teed the whole thing up because he just cares so much about junior hockey in Canada. And the fact that like I couldn't let him down. So they're actually going to air it. When you guys dropping this podcast?
Tomorrow, Monday morning.
You're not going to see the footage until the broadcast, but Wayne teed the whole thing up. That's from the minute we landed on a PJ that he set up from fucking Colorado to Edmonton so we can get in nice and safe. We're drinking on the plane. It was one of the nicest private planes I'd ever seen, right? But all he kept talking about as soon as we landed was like, we got to go to the game Friday and Sunday. The Oil Kings are playing. This man loves hockey more than anything. All he wants to do is hang around with the boys and watch hockey.
So wait,
it is fucking unbelievable.
Did you have to keep it like PG because you were talking to kids? Because I don't think I've ever heard you say more than like 3 sentences.
No word of a lie. So my wheels are spinning because I'm like, I can't let Wayne down, right? Because he's going to be teeing the boys up and I got to fucking nail this. And I'm nervous as shit. And one of the coaches comes in beforehand and he goes, hey, because like Wayne was already waiting out there. He says, hey, just to remind you, like let's keep it PG, like no F-bombs. And that's such a Wayne move to fight, no swearing for the kids, such a great guy move. So I did end up keeping it PG. So it's funny that you ended up mentioning that. Wayne got ahead of that. Smart. Wayne in life and in hockey was 2 steps ahead of everybody. Everybody at all times.
He anticipated you going out there and dropping like a cocksuckers on these.
Yeah, right. Yeah, be like, hey, any of you kids eaten hoop before? I mean, you would have said that, yeah.
So is Jake the Snake there?
Yeah, Jake's right here. Yeah. He's listening.
Hey, did he not just get announced for the PLL or something?
Yes.
What's up, Biz?
My boy Jake. Don't forget where you got your start. Was at the Pink Whitney Cup.
Absolutely.
That Erica threw on for all the ladies.
Yeah.
Yep, me and you. We'll never forget that. Check it out on YouTube.
The Hoop Eaters.
Yeah.
Of course.
The Butthole Boys.
Yeah.
The Leather Cheerio boys.
Leather Cheerios. Yep.
How many
Fart
different
suckers. The fart suckers.
He's starting to get red in the face.
No, I'm good.
How many different words do you know for butthole? It's like the Eskimos and they have like 20 words for snow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Aloha
guess
means goodbye and hello. Yeah.
I had this good buddy from back home and like Trent Richardson, God rest his soul. But like we used to.
He's not dead.
He's alive.
No, he passed away.
Trent
honestly.
Richardson did? Oh, your friend Trent Richardson.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
All right.
sorry.
We thought you were talking about the football player.
No.
Didn't know that.
But just going back to your comment about how many names you know for asshole. Or sucking a fart out of one.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. I was going to strip clubs at like 16 years old. Like, I was just like, we grew up different back home in Welland, Ontario. That's how we went and found our fun. So I played junior hockey. So I know a lot of terms for, the reason I brought him up is because his father owned a dealership. We would be taking like his father's Escalades from the dealership up to like Toronto to like go to these strip clubs and like get toonie slides and shit. 16 years old, bud. 16. Like when were you in a strip club for the first time, Big Cat?
Probably 18. Yeah.
Yeah, we were tapped, man. We were from Welland, man. We were a different breed.
Grizzled veterans.
So I know a lot of terms from arsehole.
It's so much funnier that you're saying this and then you lean in with that fucking haircut and it's just like it takes it to the next level.
So one of the TNT executives, Bill Galvin, he's a beauty. We have so many cool people, and we were in this Oil Kings box, and I don't know if he was trying to tell me or recommending, like, hey, maybe we kind of like shave it all off for the final, could be the last broadcast because they might get swept. And I'm like, I kind of have to honor this bet of keeping this like Peter Mansb's character for at least a week. So I had to let him down softly that this is going to continue. Mm-hmm. So game 4 Monday, I will have the Peter Mansb still.
Yeah.
So right now the hair is growing in a little bit on the top, but I'll have to get that cleaned up tomorrow.
You have a very flat head, too. It was striking when he was shaving your head. I was like, it's just a square unit up there.
Witt went to town on my scalp, and I don't think he knows how to shave a head, or he was trying to hurt me on purpose. But I was trying to remain calm and work the mic. But as he was stripping it back, he was taking skin out. And finally, I was like, "Ow!" I'm like, "Come on here." So I was trying to keep it together for Witt. And hey, he was obviously electric on there. And Grinelli, RA, Sean were good at capturing the whole thing. And the Edmonton Oilers. So the Edmonton Oilers are like the Green Bay Packers of the NHL. Like their fan base is rapid. This is as hockey as it gets. And as soon as we landed here with Wayne, he was like, "Buddy," he's like, wait till you see this.
Yeah.
He goes, "These people are incredible. This is the best." And you know, he's got obviously a massive soft spot for this place and what it did for him overall, but he loves Edmonton. And it was really cool to be able to not only do the Chicklets thing, but experience it from Wayne's perspective. And like, it's like rolling around with the fucking prime minister.
I would imagine. It's crazy. It's got to be crazy.
Is he always wearing the sweater vest or the cardigan underneath?
Hey, you got to admit for how, like, how old's Wayne Gretzky? I don't even know how
60s,
old
yeah.
I was going to say, yeah, like 62 or something. He fucking dresses pretty good. Like, he's still wearing nice clothes. He's got the
he looks
dialed
good.
in.
Yeah.
He
Well,
looks
all right.
good, yeah.
So let's talk a little hockey. Is this series over? By the way, wait, before you answer this, let's just clarify. Biz has been wrong about every prediction, period.
I've been wrong about a lot of shit.
He cannot get anything right. So whatever he says, bet the opposite. So is this series over?
Yeah, I would say that Colorado's going to easily advance.
Okay, so Edmonton in 7. Bet it now.
If that happened, wait till if that happens, make me a bet. I'll do a belly button shot out of you. Keep the fucking lint in there for as long as you want, but then your podcast has to come to Edmonton for the finals.
Okay, deal, easy.
I like that.
Easy.
All right.
If we come to Edmonton for the finals, you have to do the shot.
I'll do the shot out of your belly button in Edmonton.
Yes, for the finals.
Before a game at one of these, wherever the hopping bars are. Yes. Obviously, the JW Marriott, they got connected to the rink. It looks like a goddamn spaceship. It's awesome. We should stay here and we'll do it on their goddamn granite bar top.
Say no more.
If they win in 7.
Yes.
But so big component to last game was Draisaitl, who is a German player. He's one of the best players in the world. I would say easily top 5 year over year the last 3 years. He's a horse. He, I believe, suffered a very significant ankle sprain in, I think it was in round 1, game 7 against the LA Kings. And he was laboring it in the second round, but still ended up having this insane series against Calgary where he put up, I believe, 17 points in 5 games. Like tied Oilers records with like Gretzky and the great ones. And like, you know, him and Connor really elevated the team through that situation. He ended up getting reverse hit last game and you could tell it re-aggravated it. Mm-hmm. He's fucking hobbling around out there, man. Like he's a warrior. But it's like hard to watch because hockey players, dude, it's like you'd have to amputate their leg before you told them not to play. And it's like, it's him. So they are basically kind of without him. And also now Kane, because Kane just got a 1-game suspension, but he got that cross-checking Kadri in the back. Kadri's out for the series. Kadri is a massive piece for the Avalanche. Huge. Like
you told us that before the playoffs started too.
Buddy, he gets under people's skin. He wins face-offs. He makes plays. He makes big plays. You can't intimidate him. He's a street thug, man. Any fucking team in the league should try to sign this guy in free agency this summer. He's now out for the series. So I think Colorado's going to advance, but it's such a significant piece to move because I don't believe that any of the teams that Colorado is going to face moving forward, they have better goaltending. You're either getting Shesterkin or you're getting Vasilevsky, and you don't have that goaltending, whether it's Kemper or whether it's Francouz, but they're competent goaltenders. So having that extra piece is valuable as far as the offense and just his overall 200-foot game.
Right.
He is he's like a world-class midfielder if you in soccer terms. He just directs traffic. He can kill. He does it all.
Another
He's a
sport
Swiss
where
Army
he
knife.
Great analogy to a sport.
I don't know
we
if I
watch.
fucking. I mean, get the fucking
He's like
lotion
no, you
out.
know what? He's like
I just gave this guy the biggest hand job
did,
and fucking
yeah.
pardon my
he's
take
like
history.
He's like a free safety that does it all. That's everywhere.
Does it all. Guy
Everywhere
does it
on the
all.
field.
He's
Yeah.
yeah, he does it all.
Okay.
Where do we stand on the sussy for Kane? Was that dirty hit? Did he break the code?
My opinion, and listen, it's such a weird play in hockey. So you can't touch the guy in the back there because he's so vulnerable. His toes are towards the wall. So any type of push or anything in his hip area can throw him off just enough, rut, boom, into the wall. I bet you there's a term in NASCAR for it. Like Denny Hamlin would have an example of it for NASCAR where you fucking, and you're susceptible to like major injury like you saw. Kane even said in his post-game press conference, he's like, oh, I'm expecting maybe a reverse hit. So that's the thing about Kadri. He like makes you constantly be on your toes and like you just never know what he's going to do in order to fucking roast you. But that's not exception for like you just can't hit a guy right there.
Yeah.
He's so vulnerable and he nudges him off and it's even the
anything with a guy going face first into the boards is scary.
The slightest of nudges can throw you off in that situation. So you just can't do it. And some guys, when they're going in, they want that little advantage on the puck battle, and it's a bad habit. And look at the consequence. My opinion on is because that Kadri is out the rest of the series, Kane should be out the rest of the series.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that. One game, sure. If the old school mentality, I'm okay with one game. I would have said two would have been fair, because all of a sudden, man, if you get him back it would be game 5,
right?
If you pull off a win, you got no Kadri and Kane's back in and he's fucking rested. It's like, fuck, it's such a swing on a play that was like, it was a dirty play, whether it was by accident or not.
Mm-hmm. Biz Nasty is being brought to you by our good friends over at Priceline. We love Priceline, and right now it feels like we're all getting less. We're getting less social interaction these days, less sunlight, less steps, less being in the office. And while that last one might not be so bad, aren't you ready for more? Well, with Priceline, you can save up to 60% on your favorite hotels. And you can also get exclusive deals on rental cars and flights. And when you save more, you can do more. More walks on the beach, more talking to strangers, more fun in the sun. And no matter where you travel, still less being in the office. At Priceline, every trip is a big deal. So when you're ready to book your next one, visit Priceline.com for the best deals that will help you get more out of it. If you're traveling this summer, use Priceline. Save yourself some money. That's right, up to 60% off. Visit Priceline.com for the best deals that will help you get the most out of your trip. Now more Paul Bissonnette. On the other side, one of my favorite kind of ongoing sagas has been you versus the city of New York and how much you hate Rangers fans. I think you might hate them as much as Memes does, which is saying something, because Memes is basically like the biggest Tampa Bay Lightning fan in the world right now. But you've been like publicly going at Rangers fans. Where did that all start?
It all started on one of the last broadcasts in the year. Like obviously every fan base thinks it's the local network covering their team when we're on the major broadcasts. And like, if I'm going to get involved to it emotionally, I'm going to fucking pick sides. I'm going to be opinionated on shit. Like I don't fucking care. Right. I have the teams I like. I have the teams that I don't like, but I also have to give a credible opinion. So in one of the final games of the year, Rangers fans were losing it because I was like, yes, this team has had success all year, but fuck, do they give up a lot of high danger scoring chances and rely on their goaltending? I think that they're going to get worked in playoffs. Like this is a major problem playing track meet type of hockey and opening yourself up. You're playing against teams who have better shooting percentages and better execution on the power play. Like you just can't fucking rely on your goaltender all year long. So they fucking were coming at me. So I was like, fucking, are these guys sensitive? So that's where it all started. And then in the first round, they're playing the Pittsburgh Penguins. Fuck, I love Sid. And I'm like, fuck the Rangers. I'm like, they're going to get, their power play is not going to work. Their fucking goaltending is going to get lit up. And believe me when I say, they got so lucky that Jari got hurt and they had to play a third string goalie.
They got fuel to the fire.
They got worked in every game. and I watched the games, right? So then the analytics community comes out afterward and says, this is how much they dominated percentage-wise. Well, guess what? It backed up everything that I fucking saw. They worked them. They generated way more high-scoring chances than New York. And Shesterkin wasn't that good. But the only way they were able to survive was because they got their third-string goalie in Pittsburgh. Doolin got hurt. And then Trouba, listen, I'm not going to be biased about all this. I said it shouldn't have been a suspension, but he knocked out Crosby with the fucking chicken wing.
Yeah, he wing-boned him, yeah.
He wing-boned him. Got away with it.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't have advanced past the first round. They got fucking worked.
This is great.
And I called them Fugazis.
You're getting it even more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fugazi.
And now they're up 2-1 in the Eastern Conference Final.
And then I said, Carolina's going to fucking bend them over. And I'm jumping on the Carolina Hurricanes bandwagon because I fucking hate these fucking fans because they come at you online like rapid fucking like Yankees fans. The worst. They're the worst.
Memes is nodding furiously right now in the corner.
So I tried to back Carolina, but like towards the end of the series, I'm like, fuck, man. New York, they've gotten better defensively. They're giving up less high danger scoring chances. Shesterkin's found his game more than he did in the first round. And now I'm like, oh my God, this team is like a team of destiny. They actually have a chance to win the cup.
Yeah.
Like they do.
They feel like
and I'm so invested into it where if they do go to the finals and they are, we're rolling an MSG and I'm wearing a fucking Avalanche jersey if they get past.
Yeah.
I'll fucking get in a fucking freestyle battle with Bobby Schmurder on the catwalk.
Do you think
I'm fucking all in on whoever fucking beats this team out? I do not want the Rangers to win. And the worst part about it is they're ahead of their years. Like you thought this year, if you got to round 2 and lost, it was like, hey, we have a good core group. They're young. They're going to be successful for years to come. If they win 1, they might get fucking 2 in this next stretch, and they're going to be fucking bending me over. No spit, no lube, sandpaper finish. And I still fucking hate their fan base. And then we got Avery on the mix here.
Yeah.
Zarensky having to chirp me, and fuck, come on.
Glenny Balls. Yeah.
Avery is a legit psycho.
Glenny hasn't been
when it comes to the
ruthless.
Rangers.
Yeah.
Avery's like a little chihuahua.
I mean, it's one thing that he cares about in life more than anything else. If you're Henrik Lundqvist,
what kind of dog was that? Was it a Chihuahua?
Hey,
Sorry, go ahead.
so this was supposed to be a wit podcast,
yeah,
and he got caught up in customs. So if you guys are like, oh, Biz is a little bit too banged up, he showed up like RA usually does. It was because I wasn't expecting this, and I was at the oil change
This is
with
great.
Wayne fucking Gretzky, bitch.
Oh, you're talking to the kids again on our show now.
What were you gonna say, PFT, about Heinrich?
I was gonna say, like, if you're Lundqvist, like, do you think he's rooting for the Rangers, or do you think that there's a small part of him that's like, this would kind of suck if they won after I left?
No, I think that Henrik's very grateful for what the organization provided. Like, look at the career he had. Like, he got his jersey retired. That's freaking, man, that's big shit. Like, that's, MSG, the most famous sports venue in the world, and you have Rangers fans coming to like kiss your feet and say thank you for everything you've done. If they just ran into a couple years when he was at his prime in playoffs where he just didn't really get the goal support, his numbers back it up. I think that he would love to see the Rangers win it. And yes, he would not say one critical word about the Rangers on the broadcast. And I love that. I'm like, fuck, I love that loyalty that he has. And oh my God, is he ever handsome, eh?
Yeah.
Man,
those blue eyes.
Oh my God. I was joking at the end of the broadcast. I said, oh, like shortage in AA batteries now across America after this one. Basically being like every hockey fan wife slipped off to the room with the rabbit to watch that end of the show, eh? 1 hour of just close-ups of Hank just jamming their box. He is a fucking missile.
He is a very good-looking guy.
Man rocket.
He's a very good-looking
Like, you're
guy.
just like, holy shit, man. Like, fucking, how long does that take to like make that all work, buddy?
See,
the suits, the fucking
hair.
all of it.
Yeah.
The hair. It's like, holy, what's your regimen?
Yeah.
He should do speaking of master classes, he should do a master class on how to be a man rocket.
Yeah. Then I would watch that and get like no no tips that I could use for myself. Because like you could do it all, and then you look in the mirror and you're like, wait, I'm not him.
No.
No.
I thought you looked good on Thursday though. You were in the
Yeah.
perfect like scruff zone with your beard that you had grown out, and then next time I see you on TV, you're getting a Brazilian wax on your forehead.
I just with all the travel and just like trying to like getting enough free time and get to smoke my weed and be a degenerate like I actually am. It's hard to like keep it all together sometimes. You know?
No, you're doing a great job.
You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. All right, so
It's exhausting.
I got
exhausting.
one last question for you, Biz. It's a
That's it. One.
Roback question. Well, we could talk forever. It's a Roback question.
Sure.
RHOBACK.com. Use code TAKE for 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, hoodies, polos, everything. Roback has it. Roback.com. Use code TAKE for 20% off your first purchase. All right. So what do you have?
Can I shut out the whole TNT crew like Liam McHugh?
Yeah. Everyone.
He drives the bus.
Wait, no, that was my question. Was who would you like to shout out?
So Liam McHugh drives the bus, right?
Okay.
Why are you laughing?
Because
You anticipated the question
You're
perfectly.
so good. You got Gretzky runoff where you're seeing the questions before they happen. I was literally going to say, hey, can you please shout out the TNT crew?
Leadership matters. Liam McHugh drives the bus. Insane motor. Like he fucking reads off the prompter like a champ, like juggles it all, like, you know, on the fly. Gibby's our producer, and him and Liam work extremely well together. And then Ace, Anson Carter, he came over from NBC. So he really helped with the broadcasting side and understanding like, you know, time and delivering on clips and speaking over clips and, tackling social issues, all of it. You know, he's been a beast. Rick Tockett, who is a former coach, leader, NHL record leader in Gordie Howe hat tricks, which is a fight, a goal, and an assist. Like he was a Broad Street bully, played in Philadelphia, won a cup as a player with Pittsburgh, won 2 as a coach and as an assistant with Pittsburgh, and he's been a head coach. So he brings that coaching perspective. And then obviously Wayne, and then a couple of people like Hank and Jen Botterill filled in the meantime, but even everyone behind the scenes, like TNT, they make it so easy travel wise. They understand how it all works. And as I mentioned earlier, the NBA, they set the standard, and it's been a fucking whirlwind, and I'm so happy to be a part of it all. I'm so grateful. Wayne's the fucking man, dude. Koharski. So we have this old school official that comes on the broadcast sometimes, and he's gotten quite a few wrong during all of it. So we joke. They started calling him the mush on the broadcast, and Wayne's chirping him, but we had such a fun crew. It's been a blast. So I just wanted to make sure I gave all them love because they really helped the awesome week in Edmonton work.
Yeah.
It's sort of the Oilers, man. They gave us like full access. Like it was a shit show, buddy. We felt like we were royalty.
I like how you're becoming Charles Oakley. Like you're becoming like Michael Jordan and Charles Oakley are like best friends, and that's your relationship with Wayne Gretzky now. I'm sure like if Wayne needs to collect a debt from somebody, if somebody owes Wayne like $90,000, he'll probably tap you on the shoulder and be like, hey, pay this guy a visit.
Yeah, take care of this for me. This is why you're around. This is why you fly on the
muscle. You're the muscle.
Yeah. It is great.
Wait, I didn't know this was part of the job.
Wait, so who do you have winning the whole thing at this point? Again, you've been wrong on everything. You have been wrong on everything.
I think Colorado takes it.
So the premier Southern organization lifting
I think
the cup.
Colorado takes it.
Yeah.
So wait, Rangers, Avalanche?
I can't count out the champ.
Yeah.
No.
That's a tricky one.
No, because I don't know if you guys watched the Tampa game tonight. Like they their backs were against the wall, and they worked them. They outshot them. It was kind of like how I chirped them against Pittsburgh.
Right.
They got outworked. They got outchanced.
But they almost won. The Rangers
Correct.
almost won. Yeah.
Because of goaltending. So it's an uphill battle because they're dealing with a guy that they have. But you just can't write off the champs. They got the next game at home. If they win the next game at home, it's 2-2, and then they got to just go win one on the road.
Yeah.
And they've done that before. Can't write them off. So I don't know yet. I think that Colorado Rangers would be an incredible final. 2 new teams, 2 young up-and-coming teams. You got Adam Fox, who is a very, very, very skilled defenseman. Then you have Makar. And I like talking about the hockey guys, like the real good ones, when I come on here, because like you guys have more of a sports demographic. He is the greatest defenseman we've seen since Paul Coffey. He's probably as good as Paul Coffey. If he keeps going on this trajectory, easily maybe right below Bobby Orr, could eventually become like a Bobby Orr type. He is a freak. He's a Connor McDavid of defense. It's just like, he's just so fucking good. He's so well conditioned. He always makes the right play. He's sick on offense. He's basically a forward, but he never gets caught up the ice. He is fucking incredible. So him going against Adam Fox, all the skill like Panarin and stuff from New York going against the McKinnons and the Landeskog's and the Burakovskis and the Rantanens, everybody from the other side. It will be a very heavy hitting final. Colorado, a young up and coming fan base that has been rejuvenated since the Sakic years, with the scumbags of the hockey world, the New York Rangers fans. If I could have summarized that, it'd be perfect.
The perfect ending, yes.
I love it. Well,
yes.
Thank you, Biz. It's good to see your face.
Yeah, you're the best.
I know.
I like the
I
haircut.
rambled
You should
on
keep
a
it.
lot. I was a little bit cocktailed during this one, but hey.
No,
you're
this
locked
is
in.
exactly. This is perfect. We
right.
love whenever you're on, and we have something to root for. Edmonton to win in 7, so that we'll be in Edmonton for the Stanley Cup Final.
You'll get fucking hounded here, buddy.
Yeah, and you'll be doing belly shots off of me.
I'll be doing more than that when we come back here. Buddy.
I'm not going to
I promise you
shower
that.
for a week.
It's a big fucking belly
Yeah,
button.
there's going to be a whole.
That's a beer
I'll
tower.
I'll let you shave my asshole live on TV if we fucking win in 7, buddy.
You
And
should
shout out.
you should
shout out
wax
to the-
everything. Take all your hairs off if they lose in 7.
Yeah.
So shout out to a lot of shout outs.
Oh, well, I was going to say, do you have any more shout outs? That's the Roback question.
The Spit and Chicklets crew, Grinelli, Sean Apuzzo, all the
We had
boys.
to play it out music.
He kicked me off stage at the fucking Oscars type shit. Fuck you, big cat.
Shout out my mom.
I gotta shut up my crew, bitch. Now you got me stumped. But everybody who came to Edmonton and made it work.
Yeah,
man,
no. Like, is there anyone on the Chicklets crew that you want to shout out?
Yeah.
I said Grinelli,
Yeah.
Sean Apuzzo,
Uh-huh.
Chicklets memes,
What
Wit, R.A.
What about Merles?
Oh, Merles,
You
man.
haven't said Merle's name once. He's my guy.
I almost forgot. That's why we need you here, buddy.
Right, okay, I got you.
I was trying. You guys stumped me. Maybe I would have fucking said Merles if you didn't stop me dead in my tracks, bitch.
Well, you
Fucking
didn't
shout
say him
out.
the first time, so
Everybody
I knew you would.
rides. Merles.
Yes.
Merles is the man. We play with him. He's a degenerate.
No, I mean, I never thought that I would be in a spot where I'm betting fucking like Swedish and German and Russian hockey at like 7 a.m. on a February like Tuesday. But
Yeah.
then Merles came into my life, and here we are. Everybody
Yeah.
rides.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Everybody
you're the
rides.
best, Biz. We love you, and hopefully,
I love you guys.
I'm rooting for the Rangers now because I want to see you.
I'm coming there regardless.
Okay.
So all you sporting fans, NHL is gonna. Fuck you, big cat.
Oh, you sporting fans.
The NHL is.
Can you give us an analogy about sporting fans? Because you did soccer and NASCAR, 2 sports we
No.
cover a lot.
No, I'm saying a lot of people. I know it's going to be summertime, and you're probably like, "Oh my God, hockey's still going on." Regardless of the situations with the 2 series and the conference finals, the NHL is going to wait till June 18th to start the finals till the NBA is over. So it'll be the last sport like playing. So fucking jump on a bandwagon, watch an incredible sport, especially if it's fucking Colorado or New York. It's going to be a good time. And by then, Golden State and Boston Celtics is over. So let's keep fucking sportsing and follow the finals.
I love it. And we'll
Nice.
be doing live streams.
Buddy, we're going to be in NYC June 19th, 20th, 21st. We're going to get a sandbagger in. We'll collab with you guys. We're coming there regardless.
All right.
So if New York makes it and so does Colorado, game 3 is, I believe, on the 21st or maybe the 22nd. So I'm going to MSG.
Schedule breakdown.
I'm gonna be front nose and center with these fucking degenerate scumbags, the New York Ranger
Oh
fans.
my God, that 3 that Jordan Poole just hit.
That was crazy.
All right.
All right.
All right,
See
see
you,
you,
Biz. Love you, man. You're
Love
the
you.
best.
Paul Bissonnette was brought to you by Omaha Steaks. That's right. It's grilling season. I got the Jersey Shore house again this summer. It's got a grill. I just checked it today to make sure it had a grill. And last year, Omaha Steaks sent me a bunch of awesome meat. Had a great time grilling out. Delicious. And guess what? Father's Day is coming up. You cannot go wrong sending your dad steaks. Omaha Steaks are the world's best beef. Every steak and every entree are flash frozen, vacuum sealed, and ready for dad to love whenever he's hungry. The package price is only $99. It's a $250 value. You're going to get it for $99. It's delicious meat. I cooked up a bunch of ribeyes on the grill last year. Their burgers are awesome. Big, juicy, plump burgers. Dad's going to love it. Don't forget about Father's Day. This is the right time to order a gift for your dad. Show him how much you appreciate everything he's done for you. Visit omahasteaks.com and type PMT in the search bar. Order the Dads Want Steaks package. That's a great name. The Dads Want Steaks package today. You'll get 8 of their new, bigger Omaha Steaks burgers absolutely free. And because it's Omaha Steaks, everything is backed by their 100% money-back guarantee. So again, go to omahasteaks.com, type PMT in the search bar, and then order the Dads Want Steaks package. You get 8 bigger Omaha Steaks burgers for free on top of that. Omaha Steaks, they've got a 100% guarantee. You will love it. Your dad will love it.
All right, whose line is it anyway? Real quick. Game 3.
Boston, 1.5.
I already know.
Oh. Celtics are -3.5.
-3.5.
And we were right about the series. The Warriors are now favorites on the series, -115. The Celtics are -106.
So basically a coin flip.
Yep.
So
it's
even
basically
Vegas
a coin
doesn't
flip.
know.
Yep. They're telling you. They don't fucking know. Vegas don't. Okay. Let's finish up the show. We got a couple things I want to address. PLL. Waterdogs fucking suck. That team is a disgrace.
Came out of the gate slow, as expected.
Yeah, and we heard all week that the Cannons we were hearing from camp, and I'd like to hear your take on it, Jake, that the Cannons were the worst team. And nope, quick reminder, Waterdogs are the worst team.
Yeah, when you think it can't go any lower, wait till you see the Waterdogs.
Yeah, and they didn't post the score for like an hour.
That's
they're
despicable.
cowards.
Now, at what point do we have to start looking at a coaching change here? Because this is 2 years in a row that we've gotten off to a slow start. I'm certainly not going to take any blame for it.
Copeland?
Copeland.
There we go. I knew that.
Yeah, but they won the regular season last year.
Oh,
great.
President's Trophy,
Yeah, put up
good.
the banner. Great. Good job.
AFC finalist.
I think we got to get Drew Snyder out of retirement.
I think so. When I say coaching change, I mean just like wear a different shirt. Our coach needs to change his outfit. Actually,
Yeah.
like the old Gary Patterson, change colors at halftime.
Do something different. Jake, how was your time at PLL? As we saw, you shot one shot of your entire life in
One
lacrosse.
shot, first
and you
last
scored on
ever.
Billy.
I did.
Wow.
You put a top cheddar on him.
So much
That's
so that
crazy.
Billy's not here to defend himself because he's so embarrassed. He skipped tonight.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
And he's, if I know Billy, he is currently stewing over this.
Oh.
He's going to come and be like, actually, I was able to stop all the other shots, and it was just this one. It was a lucky shot.
Actually, the coach low-key said that I could have gone pro.
I'm interested to know, like,
No,
how
he walked onto that warm-up field being like, I have that. Like,
Right.
He belongs here.
Right.
Yeah.
Of
and you'll
course
see
he did.
the
Duh.
vlog on PMTV.
You're saying you're pretending like that's news to us?
No, he actually said that.
Yeah, no, I know.
like-
I'm sure.
I
If
could
it wasn't for the
low-key-
equipment changes, like
Yeah.
he'd
Yeah.
basically
Billy's
be
saying
ready.
the equipment changes.
I could
think-
low-key hang with these guys.
Yeah.
could he hang with him? High or low key?
No. Well, you'll find out on PMTV, but it was some cool drills. He did a face-off with Trevor Baptiste, who's like the GOAT at face-offs.
Yeah.
So that'll be pretty cool.
Okay.
We had Justin Gutterding, who's an AWL.
Love it.
A few
Yeah,
other guys.
are the Waterdogs? Do they know that we trash them?
So, you know what's funny? We saw pretty much a member of every single team, except we didn't see one Waterdog the whole time. I don't know if it was just a schedule conflict.
No,
or-
they know. They know.
Yeah.
They didn't want any piece of Jake the Alpha.
Yeah, they didn't want to because listen, we told you we sent you to Albany with one mission. It was to find the Waterdogs and berate them.
Did not see one Waterdog the whole weekend.
Interesting.
Cowards.
Unless they weren't wearing gear. But
Actually,
usually they're all wearing gear.
I do want to say that if you told me like personally which guy, like if you're like, hey, it's this guy's a nice guy, I probably like all the Waterdogs personally, but as a collection, they are a terrible team. They are. That's just objectively true.
Fact or fiction?
Are they worse right now?
Right now, they are tied in last with the score differential with Redwoods, who also lost by 6. So
okay.
they're tied.
And really, we lost by more. That was pity.
Score differential matters at the end.
Okay.
Well,
Tiebreaker.
that one dude he like shot the ball between his legs. That was kind of sick.
Yeah.
But you
And-
can't. That's a Mickey Mouse play. When you're losing at the end of the game, he was padding his stats on that, just trying to make SportsCenter top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, so next up in Charlotte, week 2, they are playing Whip Snakes
Oh,
Saturday
Loss.
night.
Fuck.
Loss.
Two-time champions.
Yeah,
Wait,
loss.
What's the line? Whose line is it anyway? Whip Snakes
It's on
minus
the Barstool
15.
Sportsbook.
Yeah.
It may not be on yet.
Game
They probably
of the
took
year.
it off the board.
Whip Snakes, game of the year.
That's the game I called last year, and the Waterdogs won.
Okay. Who cares?
Okay.
But it was fun time.
Yeah, it was a good time. Shout out PLL. Shout out Paul Rabel, RJ. They hook it up.
And when are you calling the games?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that yet,
Okay.
but
Do you
sooner
know?
rather than later. Yes.
Say it. We'll bleep it out.
Don't say it, Jake. This is a trick.
No, I might be allowed, but I'll play it safe.
This
But
is
it's
okay.
soon.
All right. Great.
It's time to start thinking about prepping.
Yeah, it's
Very
time to
good.
start thinking about your wardrobe. What are you
Yeah.
gonna wear? Are you gonna
I
wear the
think
same
your
blue
suit,
suit?
yeah.
And let me just say this. We've had our history, but the ESPN Plus app much better than the app that was previously hosted the Waterdogs.
Is
Like
it?
I watched the Waterdogs today, and it was seamless.
Yeah.
It was very, very. It was a.
Yeah.
It was as good of an experience as you can have watching the team that you own suck a tremendous amount of dick.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to PL and ESPN for making that happen.
How good is memes at Lacrosse?
You have to find out the PMTV vlog
It's a good tease.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Great tease.
Wednesday.
All right, and then the other sport we got to talk about, darts.
It might be ahead of lacrosse as a sport of the future.
It takes. Let me just set the scene real quick because PFT was in Nashville. I was with my family, who I love, but
Your father?
I'm a father, but I love.
This is a pretty big butt.
But it takes a lot for me to get FOMO at this point because I'd rather just be on my couch, seeing the lads. I think you guys were technically lads on Saturday. There's like 30 dudes from Barstool that went to the darts. 50. All dressed up, all
Absolute
chanting.
scenes. Just scenes.
I was so jealous. I almost got off my couch and was like, if I just show up, will they let me in? They probably would have, and I probably should have.
I'll set the scene. Liam can fill in there because he was there as well as pretty much like every producer and video editor, like behind the scenes guy at Barstool. This event was supposed to happen in 2020, but it got canceled like right in the beginning of COVID. It was supposed to be like April or whatever of that first March. And then during COVID, I actually watched. It was the PDC, so it's like the top players in the world. I watched a lot of their broadcasts during COVID because they were the first sport that was like back. They didn't have crowds, obviously, but there was broadcast going on. So I kind of got into it. I understood the rules, 501, regular darts. For whatever reason, this kid Greer is the one that bought the tickets, kind of set it all up. He decided that he bought 50 tickets,
No,
and then
he-
people just Venmoed him.
He bought 54.
54.
So we would have had to cut somebody for an NFL football team.
Yeah. He decided that instead of sending people tickets, like because it was too difficult because people would have to sign up for a Ticketmaster account, which I assume a lot of people already have one. Like I just have one already. Like
Game time, though.
he said that he's not going to do that. I guess it was probably out of loyalty for game time. And so we went in with 54 dudes
Together.
All in
It
one
looked
line.
awesome.
all shit-faced at this point. Like everyone had been drinking for a few hours already. And I was saying when we were at the thing, because he's just sitting there like with the usher, just going flick, 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 flick. Everyone's chanting, drunk, going crazy. And I was like, I don't think there's any event that's happened that this usher has seen 54 people come in at one time. Like, no one would do it for a sporting event.
No.
No one would do it for a concert.
No.
Like, there's no reason to go in with 54 people. So it was a rowdy, raucous scene going in there. And then, honestly, the actual event exceeded my expectations. Like, it was a great time. It was a good viewing experience.
Who won?
People were dressed up. There was
Michael
chants.
Smith won. He beat Van Gerwen, who was the GOAT. That's who I had. Everyone's dressed up. Everyone's just drunk, chanting USA chants, Michael Van Gerwen chants. Obviously, if you get three triple 20s, it's 180. That's the highest score you can get. And when that happens, people just go nuts. It's 180.
I'm very, very jealous.
I love darts. I
Yeah.
absolutely love it.
I
I
do,
can't
and
wait to go.
I should have gone.
We have to go to one in England or Ireland because as good as it was, the crowd was great. It was an awesome atmosphere, but I just can't imagine being like in one of these. Like if one of the guys that was in the championship was a USA guy or a New York guy that everyone was rooting for, like being in one of these guys' home courts or whatever.
Home
for
course.
a big darts match would be just absolutely unbelievable.
So I was following along on your Instagram stories, and like you said, it was basically everyone who worked as a producer here. So like I was watching everyone's stories, and it was like everyone was standing next to each other, but I was watching every story because I couldn't get enough of it. My only question is, was there a little bit of a lull when 54 dudes walked in all shit-faced and the event hadn't started yet?
Well, yeah, because we had to go early because they're like, well, we only have one fucking person with the tickets.
I noticed it in the, like, it's so sad that I was sitting on my couch watching this, but I noticed how amped you guys were chanting going in, and then everyone's stories, the next picture was an empty arena. It being like go time. But like you could feel that it was like not go time.
We also like none of us really know what's going on, and so we're just doing the most generic chants of all time where we're just chanting like we want darts.
Yeah.
When the guy like comes out and is like doing the intro for it, whatever, we're just chanting like we want darts or like darts, 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 whatever it was. And another takeaway I have is like I know how the scoring works too. I don't know how they do the math
so quick.
Fast.
Yes.
Like that's something that I would think where it's like obviously I know where it's like the triple 20 is what like when it starts at 501 it's like you want to get the most amount of points. So like people have a big 180 signs where it's like that's the goal that you're going for. But once it gets down to it, like I don't know how they know what they're aiming for.
Yeah,
where they can do the math so fast.
The last shot, the winning shot, it was like he had like
triple.
82, and he hit like he did it in 3 shots where it was like boom, 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 exactly what he needed. I was like, how you just shot a second ago.
But like I don't know how you know like what's the easiest way to go about
I guess
those numbers.
They know
they've probably
every
done it so
single
much.
number. Like they know. If they have a 138, they know what they need to get. If it's a 137, they know what they need to get. They know every single combination.
It's kind of like us when we're watching football.
Yeah.
And we know, okay.
Try to get the over.
Yeah, well, you can still get, 3 touchdowns and a safety.
Yeah, right. Like a field goal doesn't kill us here. That kind of shit.
One guy was saying, I was with the guy Rudy, and he was like, oh, this isn't even that impressive, like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, you don't understand how hard and, like, how good the hand-eye coordination these guys are. Like, it's unbelievable.
It's darts. I mean, I like darts. I've played darts many times. It's a game of 501 takes, like, 30 minutes.
And trying to end on a double or triple, like...
What do they play it in? Like
it's just
6?
double or bullseye.
No, it's double or...
It's triple?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's just double.
Yeah.
I think it's just double or bullseye. Because we were supposed to do it in the Triple S. I studied during COVID, and no one was good enough here. So we pulled it.
How long would each game take?
10 minutes?
Yeah.
Not even.
Yeah.
And
they played best of 15.
Yeah.
Like the triple 20s that they're hitting too, they're like almost hitting the exact same dart.
Right.
Where it's like they are right in the middle of that tiny thing where they're like on top of each other, where they're like that precise.
If you're new to darts and you're listening to this and you have no darts experience, just YouTube 9 darters. Just YouTube PDC 9 darter. It's one of the most we got close. We got 3 6 darters. And it's like that. I can't even imagine. It's literally on the bucket list. Like I have to see a 9 darter live. Watch them on YouTube. I've seen them all. They're just some of the best, most like raw sports crowd moment videos. It was they got 6, and it was like, oh my god, here we go. We might get a 9 darter. And then they missed it, but it would have been the roof would have blown off.
And it's also one of those sports. It's great because the guys who are playing it are not like they're fat guys.
Yeah, they're big dudes.
Yeah.
I wanna.
We haven't had the revolution yet.
Yeah. They haven't started to work out yet.
Yeah,
It's
everyone starts looking at Tiger Woods, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, now I got to hit the weight room too. Although I feel like if you get really strong, that would negatively impact you, right?
Yeah, but there's
too
going
much
to
that
be
you can pull.
There's going to be
pull
one
fat.
guy who wins darts. It's like, yeah, it's all because I've been doing Pilates and like band workouts,
meditation.
Yeah, and it's going to suck. It's
I
going to
feel
ruin
like
everything.
The trick to darts, more so than any other sport,
the old guys like Van Gerwen's been doing it for 20 years.
Yeah.
The guys that can figure out like exactly what your blood alcohol content has to be to optimize your steady nerves.
Yeah.
I would imagine like a 0.79 would make me at my peak physical
Why'd you pick
form.
that?
You'd be dead.
Like right
It's
below.
0.07.
Yeah.
Right below the legal limit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I feel like
Point
that's...
oh
I think at 0.79, like
.79,
you're
you'd be
close
dead.
to death.
Oh,
yeah.
10 times
maybe
dead.
you pussies. No, but yeah, like a .079. That's the perfect amount to be. I also want to know more about these dart player. Like I want to find a darter, or is that what do you call him?
A darter.
A darter. I want to find who the bad boy is. I want to like root for a certain athlete.
That's what I wanted to do that. I told our crew, and they said it was Van Gerwen, where I was like, if there's 50 of us drunk, I want to root for the bad boys.
Yeah.
So like we can kind of get some scuffles with
Right.
people.
Yeah.
Right.
There was
So
a guy that
apparently
was
it's
facing off against a USA guy, but he was Scottish, but he wore all American flag outfit and had a red, white, and blue mohawk. So he was leaning into it because I was
That's
a
kinda
little bit
funny,
confused
yeah.
because he was getting booed. Everyone was chanting USA, and I was like, "Isn't this our guy?" And they're like, "No, he's Scottish. Like the other guy's American."
Damn.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I like I said, it takes a lot for me to get FOMO. I had severe FOMO on Saturday.
It would be a great bachelor party event. Like obviously, you probably have to they'd have to come back to the U.S. or whatever, unless you really wanted to do the whole European bachelor party. But it's just a great like dudes rock to scream.
Yeah, and you guys
180 happens.
Everyone
You
was
go
wearing
nuts.
shirts.
Everyone gets dressed up. There was a lot
Yeah,
of good
fun
outfits.
shirts.
A lot of
Yeah.
AWLs out there too. Shout out to
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah, you guys all had shirts
saw
that had dart stuff on
One
it, which
shirt
was very
said,
funny.
like, I'm sexy and I throw it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So a lot of dart puns.
Yeah.
I like those a lot. We should do a Grit Week Liverpool and go to
Ooh,
a darts competition.
Darts and see Patty the Batty.
Yep.
All right, so when is darts? So that it? It was just this event in America? They're not going anywhere else?
I don't think so.
Fuck. All right, so we should start our own darts league.
We can actually do
tried.
that. Oh, yeah, that's right. We did.
It was a disaster. We tried to move.
Well, no, with actual darters.
Yeah, no, we tried to do it for stool streams. We moved the distance up 1.5 feet, and people still like couldn't even like they were aiming for 20 and getting 5s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it wasn't even. It was just hope and a prayer.
The real darters, though, we should do it.
Yeah.
Would be fun. Because I bet you we could there's probably some like insane dart players, untapped resources. Like you go to a fucking, like a hole in the wall bar in the Midwest. Guys are playing darts all day.
I feel like Wisconsin is ground
Yeah.
zero for
Iowa.
our nation's best darters.
Yes, absolutely.
Brian Fitzsimmons, sneaky big
I was
dart guy.
just gonna
Really?
say Fitzsimmons.
He's got his own deck. He's got like $200 dart set.
Love that.
He's ready to roll.
Love that. Love that. All right. Good show. Reminder, Kentucky Sports Radio on Tuesday, 10 to 12. Tune in. Do not call if you're an AWL.
If you
Please.
call in, you will be suspended from listening to Part of My Take.
We're really, really asking. I feel like we've actually had some success with everyone playing along. We want the Kentucky listeners because the highlights of that show will be on Wednesday's Part of My Take. So please let the true Kentucky Sports Radio listeners call in. Do not call. Just listen. Do not call in if you're an AWL. And if you know someone who's a true blue Kentucky Sports Radio caller, have them call in. Have them please call in. But yeah, we'll be doing that, and then we'll have the best of on Wednesday's show. Okay.
It's one of my favorite days of the year.
Yeah, it is. It
I
truly
absolutely
is.
love doing it.
All right, numbers.
14.
6.
59.
69.
25.
Oh, first timer, and I was gonna guess it. Oh no,
Oh, no. It dropped.
dropped.
It was going to be 29.
It was gonna be 28.
No,
28. I thought it was gonna be
28's
26.
28's not a first timer. Come on. 26, 27, 29 are.
Hank, what'd you pick?
14.
Have you won?
I have not.
54.
Did you say that?
We've
I
had
said
that
59.
A few times.
Fifth time. I posted a new chart, by the way. The
Yeah,
other day.
loved it. Loved that. Do it again every month.
You should start keeping track of winners. That's
Yeah, I
a
need to
glaring
start.
omission.
Yeah.
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 Love you guys.
Because Hank has 0, just so you know.
Love
So do
guys.
you.
Love you guys.
According to Jake's
no.
chart, where's the
What?
proof?
I definitely have 2 or maybe even 3.
Jake, can you confirm?
I don't know. That would take a lot of looking
I can
back.
confirm right now that Hank has 0.
It's fair.
Love you guys. Love you guys.